So I'm Syed. My speech will be in English, or fuck up will be in English. I'm sorry for that. My Polish is very słaby. My speech, by the way, like rozumiałem 40% rzeczy. Laptop, computer stacjonarnie, Vela, and all that shit. I need that Vela really fucking badly because you have some shitty frizzer here in Poland, and I have to go to US to get haircuts. But I'm badly needing one right now, so awesome for that. I feel like I'm in a set of Narcos, you know? I'm gonna go to Pablo Escobar right now and get him to confess shit on the line. So I love this microphone. Thank you so much, Thomas, for your time. I didn't get an invite for this place. I have not heard of Fuck Up Nights before. I actually saw Thomas in the last event we were in together, and I'm not sure even what that was. But I really like the concept of fuck-ups, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about my life. I'm 24 years old, so I don't know if I have a lot of fuck-ups, but I do have a life lesson that everybody, or each one of you, can take home with you today. And it's super important because it took me a long time and a lot of soul-searching to get to where I am. So who am I exactly? I'm a salesperson. I work for a lot of companies right now. I'm not sure if you heard of a company called GitLab or GitHub. Good, I don't work for GitHub, I work for GitLab. I had their business development team. I work for Presley. They're just doing few millions of dollars in ARR, and they're in Belgium. I work with their business development team. I lead their team. I also work with a company called Biblio. They're doing a few $1 million in ARR, and I had their business development team. So I'm kind of like working everywhere from London, Denmark, to United States, and Poland. Poland, why? Because I love it. I love frytki here. No, I love schabowy. Not even that. I just love it here because that's where I started from. I come from Pakistan. Not sure if you know the country. We're the terrorists, unfortunately. I'll put the shit out there. I was born there. I was an accident, actually. I was supposed to be born in Northern Ireland. That's where my parents used to live. But my mom, she was 8 months pregnant, and she decided to visit Pakistan because why the fuck not? Like, that's one mistake I asked her not to do again. Yeah, so she was there, and what happened? Her water broke, and I was born there. A month later, I got back to Northern Ireland, and that's where I grew up, in a small city called Newry. So not a lot of opportunity, but a lot of English people, because why not? It's Northern Ireland. We're in the Queen's part of England. And that's where I grew up. I came to Poland 2012. On the day of my 18th birthday, I started working. On the day of 18th birthday, because that was a legal day that I could work in a SaaS industry or any company that really wants to hire a legal person, right? Being an immigrant, I like to work illegally, but unfortunately in Poland, it's not that possible. You know, you got your ZUS, you got your urząd skarbowy, and trust me, I've experienced urząd skarbowy, and it's not the nicest thing in the world to not pay your VAT and your podatki, right? I've had I had to deal with that shit a hard way, unfortunately, especially if you're brown, you're fucked. And if you're, and if your name is Hussein, which is my last name, you're double fucked. And I'm not the Barack Hussein Obama Hussein, I'm the motherfucking Saddam Hussein Hussein. So it's a problem with that. So yeah, I started my career in sales. I had one quality, and that was that I could speak. And what I could speak, English language, right? So my mother, she was always the guy, this kid is gonna sell something, right? So if you needed a salesperson, you should have come to me, man. I'm just a little too young. I'm beyond the Wella stage, but I've been working in SaaS. Yeah, I started my career in sales. Started my fuck up right there. So yeah, I was cold calling United States, Canada. I was selling insurance. I was selling repairs on windows and doors. Such a beautiful, you know, extravagant career for me. I just wanted money. I come from a very poor family. It's something that not a lot of people know about me, but it's something I would like to share because that's kind of like what my story is predicated on. So I come from a very poor family, like literally poor of the poor. And for me, my mother worked 2-3 jobs to raise me and my sister. And for me, money meant everything. So for a kid who cannot eat 3 times a day and he sees her mother struggle every single day to earn, for people like me, money meant everything, right? I thought money is the anthem of success. If you make money, you'll make it anything in the world. You got a BMW, you've made it. You've got an Audi, you've made it. And if you're living in a good apartment, you have made it. So for me, money meant a lot. It was something that I thought it was the only thing in the world that you had to do in order to get to be able to be somebody, to be somebody that people will recognize, right? To have some kind of a fame. And I really wanted that. So I got into sales because that's where you make all the money, right? You got your providzia, and then you got all the other things. And I was pretty motherfucking hungry for money. So I started my sales career I came to Poland, in Poznan. I started studying in Poznan University of Economics, the Harvard of European Union. It's not the Harvard, trust me. Yeah. Day 2, I was like, fuck that, no way, I made a mistake. But I came there because I didn't have a lot of money. It's interesting because my mother asked me to look at the European Union's map and find a country that I could go to and study. And I was like, motherfucker, I don't know. I would like to stay in London. I would like to study in the LSE or Queen's University Belfast or Trinity College. She's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. You need to go a little down. I was like, yeah, what's your budget? She said, I have 1,000 euros for a tuition fee. And have 1,000 euro on top of it to give it to you. But you know what? I'll add a kicker. I'll pay for your airplane ticket to wherever you go. I was like, gee, thanks. So 1,000 euro at that time, I think it was around 4,000 something zlotys. So I had 4,000 something zlotys in my pocket, a plane ticket to Poland, and a university's first tuition fee paid. So for the first semester, which was around 1,000 euros, talk about cheap. And my mother sent it to me that way. I did not know Polish. And the day I arrived in Poland, I had a fever of 103. And from there, when I arrived to Warsaw, I went to Poznan, I got a taxi, I went to my Dom Studencki Atol. I still remember the address. Andrzejewskiego 11-17. It's a shithole. I had a fever, and it was pretty crazy because I went to my dorm room and I was like, pharmacy? The woman was like, get the fuck out of here. I don't speak no English. I was like, damn. So I didn't even have a telephone at that time with internet. It was pretty crazy. I got over it. Second day, I'm like, I had to take a tram, and I didn't know what to do because if you go to ZTM, which is like Zorzendu Transportowego, Miejskiego, whatever, you have to buy a ticket. And I was like, fuck me, this is too difficult. I just want to go back. So that was my first fuck up coming to Poland. But having said that, it was the greatest, I think the greatest blessing or the greatest thing I could have ever done in my life. My mother, she's a very direct person. For her, I see her as the most successful failure there is. She has raised me single-handedly. I don't have a father. I didn't have a father since I was 2. So she has worked her ass off to get me to where I am. And I see that in order for me to send to Poland, she had to, make a lot of effort and give me a lot of money. So for her, it was a lot of money. So I believe that push that she gave me so direct, that here's an airline ticket from Dublin all the way to here, and this 1,000 euro, it kind of strengthened me to be who I am today. If I wouldn't have gotten that push today, I don't think I would have been here physically, literally, in this country, let alone to the success that I have achieved. Success, underline that, not that much. But yeah, wherever I am, it's because of her. So I studied there as an immigrant. I ran out of money. I found myself a job. It's a usability tools. Now the company's been overtaken by a company actually right over here called Unimo, and they acquired them. Yeah, and I worked with them for almost 3 years, or 2.5 years, sorry, give or take almost 3 years. And I was 21. I was married, as you can see here. That's my second fuck up. Do not get married when you're young. That's an advice I give it to everybody. Hold your fucking horses before you get married. But I liked vodka and I liked blondes. I was like, God damn it, it was fun. Yeah, don't get married. And yeah, I think that the best thing that came out of it, that when I was 21, my wife, she was pregnant. So for me, it was kind of like a very difficult situation in my life. I was super young. I didn't even know how to do my own pralka, like go to do my own washing, and I had to take care of another baby. And at that time, usability tools was going through a lot of troubles financially. Like they were broke, they were in debt, big time. And I was the only person, and that's not a joke, you can ask Bartosz Muzerko, who was the CEO, who was carrying the company, and I was dead. Like I was working 15, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, I was killing it. But I was getting tired. I had the energy, but it was kind of getting depleted, right? If you're not getting paid and you have responsibilities, eventually you're gonna burn down, no matter which startup you're in. It's not Google. They're gonna pay you in staples and it's gonna turn out to be $1 billion company. It was just the product wasn't good enough. We were in a different market. Circumstances were pretty bad and it just didn't work out. Funnily enough, Bart comes to me and says, hey dude, why don't you quit? You're a smart person. I was like, thanks. That's why you hired me, I guess. But why don't you go work for a different company? And funnily enough, next day a call comes to me and it's from Mariusz Ciepły. And I was like, hello? I was like, this is Mariusz Ciepły. I was like, who the fuck is Mariusz Ciepły? He said, I'm the CEO of LiveChat. I was like, what's LiveChat? He's like, yeah, only a company that has, it's the only company actually in SaaS space in Poland that has gone public, other than Brand24, which they have gone now, so which is a cool feat. I would love to see more companies go public. It's just an awesome thing as Polish people. I'm not Polish, practically halfway through, but it's always a good thing to see our country doing better, our businesses doing better, and making a mark on the world, right? So I worked at LiveChat for a while, and like I said, my wife was pregnant, she was working in a different city. I had some money saved up, I opened up a restaurant. Believe it or not, I have sushi restaurants, and I hate fucking sushi. That's my third fuck up. And it's funny how that business started up, because I was drinking one night, because why the fuck not? We're in Poland, so why not? I was drinking, and we were all drunk, and the guy goes, yo, Syed, we should open up a restaurant. I was like, cool. What kind of restaurant we should open? He said, what do you hate? I said, sushi. Let's open up a sushi restaurant. And we opened it up. It turned out to be a pretty big success. You know, 1 turned into 2, 2 turned into 4, 4 turned into 5, 5 turned into 6. It's everywhere in Poland now. So it was super crazy. It just, a stupid idea turned into something so big. And I don't take credit for it. I just took the cash out. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm enjoying this. I didn't have anything to do with it. My wife ran the restaurant. I was just literally just standing by and watching the restaurant go up and up and up. So yeah, coming back to LiveChat, that's, I think, where my career took a big hit. So 21 years old, making upwards of 20 grand a month, that's a lot of fucking money. I mean, you can lease a BMW, then an Audi, and an apartment, and still eat every day outside, and you'll still have some money left, you know, just for the kicks of it. And you could go to Multi-Kino every day to watch Black Panther. But that's the fucking story, right? So you could have a lot of opportunities come with money. And for me, that was a big thing. He said, move to Wrocław. I was like, yeah, where's Wrocław? I'll move right there. And I moved. That was like, my wife's pregnant, that's okay. 20 grand, I come right now. And I think that for me taught me a lot of things, because when my wife was pregnant, she was in a different city, and things got tough at LiveChat, because people believe that big companies like Google, like Facebook, I don't know, like GitLab, that have 250 employees, or WhatsApp, that's all there is. It's not, right? You can make your name in pretty much any company you work in, no matter how shit it is or no matter how good it is. You just have to be very good at your goddamn job, and your name will get out there. I took that job because of my own hunger, because of my own need. I blame myself for it, but I, to some point, don't blame myself for it. It's because I always thought money is everything, and I chased that. I shouldn't have. I should have chased my own dream. That is who I want to become in the next 5, 10 years. People ask me all the time, who is it that you follow? Steve Jobs? Never read the book. Bill Gates? Never read the book. Elon Musk? Never read the book. I am my own mentor, and I am the person that I'm chasing, just not now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because I know that if I can get here from 18 to 24, 24 to 30, that's going to be an amazing journey that I would like to document by myself and actually get there. I will go there and go, if I become the person that I want to be. And it's definitely not going to be. I'm always going to chase myself, just not anybody else. I want my success to be my own, but I want to learn a lot and fuck up a lot, because that's a natural part of life, but I want to fuck up faster. That's why I'm having another baby. True story. My wife just told me, my wife is so tired of our baby. He's such a pain in the ass that the other day she came out of the toilet, she had the thing, and I was like, she's like, fuck. I was like, no. Shit, it's 2 lines. I was like, fuck that. Let's get the clear blue. The best freaking pregnancy test out there. No, the line is a little hazy. Okay, let's try another one. Oh shit, there is a line. God damn it, we went for the USG, there's a baby. I was like, no. But it's these beautiful small things, baby's a huge thing, that give you happiness, right? So it's not really a fuck up. I think it's one of the, I think I give a lot of credit to the things that I've done in my life to be able to have those pleasures in my life, my wife, my children, and most importantly, what I'm doing right now. So coming back to LiveChat, I left LiveChat literally in a very heated argument with the CEO. I was like, dude, if you can't let me work remotely because my wife's pregnant, I don't want to work at that company. So no matter how many fuck ups you do, and this is a lesson that I learned, no matter how many fuck ups you do, it's very important you follow your belief system, your core. Because if you don't have that, and you're not predicated on that and you don't follow it, you're going to be in a free fall. You're going to lose. So you have to make some tough decisions. No matter where you are and how successful you are, or how top of the mountain you're in, or at, excuse me, it's always good to be able to have your core system to rely back on. So I left LiveChat, and a lot of people wrote to me that your career is dead. You know, you're not going to succeed in Poland. You're fucked. Because, you know, you're young, you're not tested yet, you're not validated, you don't have a lot of success under your belt. So if you lose this job, you're going to be dead. So what I did and what I do best is I bounce back very fast. It's good to talk about the fuck-ups, and I think what Thomas was trying to say, that it all started from, okay, it started out in a very loose manner. You drink a beer, you're with your friends, and you talk about your fuck-ups. It's a great thing. But if you look and you kind of reverse engineer it, there's a lot of pain involved in it. There's a lot of struggle involved in it. It's nice to hear the Vela story. It's nice to hear that you have to sell your mieszkanie to get 100,000 zloty capital. But there's a big story every day, every minute's experience behind it, and that's the painful part. So no matter what the setting is, it's always good to be able to understand what people are doing. And my mother always said, the smart people, they learn from other people's mistakes. And the stupid people, they make their own mistakes. And I said, no, you're incorrect. You learn from your own mistakes, because mistakes make you a better person. And hell yeah, my mistakes have made me a better person. Because the raw job that I got right after that, which was positionally, which companies right over there, they love me, and some of them hate me. It wasn't a good fit for me. And literally after leaving that company, I took a big hit morally, and I was like, I'm done. I was working 14, 16 hours a day, whole story all over again, company not doing well, investors up your ass. You know the whole story, right? And it comes down to the salespeople to bust their ass off to be able to work. And I think this, again, was a lesson that I didn't really get out of LiveChat, was not stop chasing money. You have to stop chasing money. Somebody's very great once told me, not sure if you heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? Yeah. You have heard of Gary Vaynerchuk. Well, he's a fucking cartoon. So I met Gary Vaynerchuk, and I was telling him my life story, and we were talking about it in New York. Interesting guy, you know, and he says, you need to calm the fuck down, right? And I think he has figured out how to win in life. And it's pretty simple. He says, you help people, and money will take care of itself. So if you're a designer, you help people with their designing shit, or you're a web developer, you help companies build a product and a software, money will take care of itself. You're a good speaker, you go motivate people, money is going to take care of itself. And if you're a good goddamn marketer, you do good goddamn marketing for good companies, or companies that see value in you, and you can show them your value, money will take care of itself. And that's exactly what I did, because people around me saw that I wasn't happy working for somebody else. I don't want to work for anybody else, but that's just me. You can be the greatest CFO in the world, but that doesn't mean if you want to work for somebody else, there is no wrong in it. It's just I wasn't that creature to be able to be answerable for anybody. So I had to work on my own, be my own boss, learn from my own mistakes, and at the end of the day, don't blame the company, blame myself. So I started out on a journey. I went to the United States, packed my bags. I was like, fuck this, I'm going alone. I didn't take my wife, I didn't take my kid. I landed in New York. I flew down to Miami. Well, I actually went to Washington, D.C. first, because I want to say, fuck you to Trump. That didn't work out really well, trust me. Yeah, I went to Miami. I drove all the way to San Francisco, and that's where I wanted to be, right? That's where startups are. That's where companies are. That's where connections are. And I wanted to make all those connections, right? Meet everybody that I can and show them my value, that who I am. And I read something in Mississippi. God, somebody's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And a lot of people have opinion about me just like they have opinion about you, just like they have opinion about you, just like they have opinion about you and you and you and you. It could be good and it could be bad, but it's who you are, who you define your reality, and what is it that you are, right? So fuck-ups are great. I have made some. I've left companies that were very good, and I could be doing amazing in that prospect. But I will not just stick in a company because I'm comfortable. I want to get out there. I want to learn more. And the day I stop learning, the day I stop stretching, it's like a muscle, right? If you're not working it out, it's just going to die down. You're not going to grow. You're going to plateau. And you want to keep on learning. And the first thing, and after actually 4 years or 5 years of working, I realized one thing, that I'm scared of people. And people laughed at me. You're scared of people? Motherfucker, you speak. Right? You go out there and you're talking to people, you're preaching, you're saying that you're scared of people. I said, yes, I'm scared of people's opinion of me. And that's I think the biggest fuck up of my life, or it was at least until I try to re-identify myself or reinvent myself, right? And that's the art of reinvention, is that you can always become a better version of yourself. And for me, that was the key, to stop caring what people think about me and only care about what I think about myself and what I do for my family, right? And how I do it. And it's very important for me. So I did that, and I would say I'm pretty happy because I'm working my own hours. I'm still hustling. I'm on Slack all the time. If somebody gets a demo request, I'm all right away on it. No matter it's 11 p.m. or 10 p.m., that doesn't matter. It's not the hours or the days you put in. It's how dedicated you are and how much happiness you can get out of your work, right? So if I can get happiness and I earn thousands zloty or hundreds zloty a day, I'm super happy with that because I'm at peace mentally. So all my fuck-ups, would I like to take anything back? No. If I were to do it again, would I do all those things again? Yes. I would do them the exact same way because that's what made me who I am. So I fail forward, and I will continue to fail, and I will be the most goddamn successful failure there is, just like my mother. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Questions?
I have a question.
Of course.
I didn't catch, I'm not sure if I catch it properly, about those sushis. You have restaurants, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you have the network of those restaurants right?
Well, yeah. Well, I technically don't own all of them, but yes, we have a network of those restaurants. So they're like, we lease out a franchise, let's say, right? Because I'm not going to go to Scotland and run a restaurant, right? So you lease them out, and it's like a franchise. So it's become a whole network now, and I think it's the biggest network in Poland.
Okay, so that's in fact...
Koka sushi. Not cock sushi, Koka sushi. I know some of y'all would be interested. I'm not joking.
So in fact, that's a quite big success, let's say, next to all those failures which you have described here. No.
I do well.
Okay, and if I can ask you right now, after all those changes of the job which you have described, right now what you are doing? You have your own, let's say, business?
Well, I have my own business. What I do right now is that I help companies scale their sales. So what I did is when I went scale, like scale,
Yes, I understand.
right? So essentially what I did was that I went to the United States. I met with a lot of VCs. I met with a lot of CEOs. And my idea was to be able to understand what kind of pain points they're going through, right? So for 4 months, I was a mentor. I was like under people, learning the tricks, right? So you have to understand, it's not about the time you spend, it's about how much grind you do in that particular time, right? So I was like intensively learning every single day. And at some point, there was a company that said, hey, cool, good, let's try it out, let's work it out and see what happens. So I was earning like very little money, but I was helping their sales team develop. And it turned out to be a success. And another company noticed and said, hey, dude, now it's our turn. And then that happened. And then when I came back to Europe, the company, the Presley, the one I was talking about, they started to say, okay, let's start collaborating. And then in London, right? So it's kind of like just picked up. From there, I understood where my strong points are, right? Where my strengths are, essentially. And I just worked on it. It's like asking Usain Bolt to swim. He's not going to swim. He's a runner, right? It's like asking Roger Federer to go golfing. He's no Tiger Woods, right? So I think all those failures and everything led to a position in which I found out what my strengths are. And that is working independently and making sure that I'll let the results speak for themselves. And the reason why I love sales is because it's a no BS game. It's pretty simple. You don't have to talk, and the numbers speak for themselves. And that for me is like very revealing. It's something that is very elusive, right? It's like a godlike feature. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Cool question.
How have you met with Gary Vaynerchuk?
How have I met with?
Yeah, how...
Oh, of course. Well,
you set up a meeting?
no, I didn't set up a meeting. I know a VC that set up a meeting for Gary Vee. It was like a 10-15 minute meeting. We were just walking around on the 82nd Street, and it's just, he's not gonna let you in your office and talk if you're a nobody, right? He's like, who the fuck are you? I'm an immigrant, asshole. No, he's great. He's awesome. I like him. But yeah, it was just like a random meeting. He probably doesn't even remember me, but that's okay. Cool. I'm happy with that. Cool, questions?
What is the thing that you put maximum effort and you got no results, and otherwise, what is the least effort and the maximum results?
What's the most effort I put in and I got no results? Yeah. I'll tell you. I think working for other people and putting in hours. I think, see, when you're young, and I put that very importantly because it's super important, no matter how smart you are, and especially, and this is very personal to me, the lack of a role model in my life, which for a lot of you people is like Tata. For me, I never had one. For me, it was very important to get approval. It's super important if you go down to your core. And I have actually went into my core and I realized I wanted approval. Approval of the people, approval of my CEO, approval of my marketing fucking CMO, or anybody there is, right? So I think that the most effort I put in, and I got 0 results or close to 0 results, was making sure that people approve of me, approve of my work. That's why I was on Slack 24/7. That's why I'm picking calls 2 a.m. in the morning, do the demo, so people can see how good I am. So I was trying to be Muhammad Ali. I'll show you how great I am. But he was doing for himself. I was doing for other people. And the next question, the thing that I've put the least effort in and got the maximum results, is that I've invested in myself. I challenge you to invest in yourself, in your mind. You know, challenge you to go to a conference, meet other people, connect. I can connect to anybody, anywhere, and it's because I'm not trying to get approval anymore. All I want to do is want to try to get to know their history, their story, and what I can get out of them and what they can get out of me. And it's super important, and why I pushed Thomas to get me here, and I'm forever grateful, by the way, thank you for that, is because I want to give back to this community. Because Poland has been good to me no matter what I say about schabowe, z frytkami, z ketchupem. This country has been good to me. Not only did it give me a wife and a child, but it also gave me a recognition in who I am, a career, money, and most importantly, my self-core, my self-belief. So I want to give back to my society, and that's you people.
And this what you have said, that you learned how to not to need the approval. Okay? And that was the change inside you. Okay, how did you make this change?
How did I make this change? I think
It was hard stuff, or you just make some switch in your head, and
right.
the next hour it was working?
I don't think there is a switch in the world, you know? It's like a lot of people make a New Year's resolution, right? It's like on Sylvester you go, I'm going to siłownia and I'm going to rip that shit off. I'm going to burn the fat, or I'm going to squat or something, right? There is no switch. It starts with a little effort. And then it turns into a bigger effort, and it turns into a bigger effort. And which the funny thing is, what we don't realize, that eventually it becomes easier and easier and easier. It's the first day that is the hardest. It's the first sales call, it's the first cold call, it's the first email, it's the first web project, it's the first business, it's the first investment, it's the first fucking job that is hard. And after everything after that just becomes easier and easier. Why? Because it's a muscle. You practice it, it gets better, it understands what your evil is, your weaknesses, and your strengths are, and you just work on that. And that's what I did. I didn't go like, switch on, now I'm not need approval, now I'm gonna go in shorte, no, or klapki. It's a process that takes a long period of time. And you just have to be very, very, very adamant at it, that you don't want to let it go, right? You just have to stay at it. It's like a diet. It's like, I'm giving gym examples a lot. It's that it's not like one superfood or super something that you can do to do something. It's not like you're going to watch Gary Vee's motivational video and get better at it. That's the thing about motivation, is that it comes from within. It doesn't come from people. That's the illusion, because people don't want to get off their asses, right? So it's just one step after another, after another, after another. It's like asking somebody to do a PhD in it. It just doesn't work. It takes time, because you're more knowledgeable than me. Thomas is more experienced than me. The woman right there, Ola, has more experience than me in businesses. Is why? Because there is no substitute to hard work, and there is no substitute to steps and processes. There is no way. I don't believe somebody can do it better. They can be more successful, but they can't do it better. It just takes process, and that's what I did eventually, or essentially.
Okay, great, thanks.
Cool, questions?
What is your daily routine?
I wake up every morning. My kid wakes me up. He's like, Tata. I wake up every morning 6 o'clock. I feed my kid, malako, naan. And after that, I go to the gym. I come back from the gym. I take a shower. I eat my muesli. I take my amino acids. Jeez, I'm telling you my whole routine. And I start working. I start working sharp 9 o'clock. I work all the way at 9 o'clock. And I take a break. I spend time with my family, 2 hours, and then I work till 12, and then I go to sleep, and the weekends are just with my family and no work. That's my routine every single day. And it's like clockwork, and I can tell you why, because when I was working in Poznan, there's a restaurant right next to my place. It's called Omega. And for 12 zloty, they will give you a panierka surowa z frytkami, and I ate there every single day, same meal every single day. talk about consistency for 2.5 years. Fuck ups, right? That's why I'm and that's why I'm trying to go to gym now. No, I'm fucking with you. I always went to gym. Yeah, that's it. Questions?
You mentioned as well about this that you find out that you are afraid of people.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, it doesn't look like you are afraid of people.
Not now.
But so it was some. So my question is, how you did notice that inside? Let's say, what was the moment that you noticed? Okay, that's the important element. I have to change this, and it is inside me.
It was in Miami, actually. No bullshit evaluation is what I did. Simple as that. And it's no bullshit evaluation of myself. Where I am, where do I want to go? Sorry for taking so much time. And how do I get there? And that's pretty much it. And then I just started to literally, on a piece of paper, started to tick off my negatives. And there are a lot of them. And I believe at the top, this was it. And I thought, what better way to start, you know, the hardest and go all the way down. So yeah, that was like a bit more process. We can talk about it in the break more. I just don't want to take too much time. No, don't worry about it. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.